What's happening, everybody? Happy Wednesday to everybody. Scott Baylor's coming in hot. Rock and roll. Let's go. Are you going to CEDIA 2022? NAD, Blue Sound, Sound United, and others will be there. I'll be there, so wanting to know if I'll see you there. Keep rocking. I tried to do like a media request to get a pass, but I was stuck in an endless loop of signing up. So I never actually submitted to get a press pass. When is that? That's coming up, right? I think it's coming up. Happy Wednesday, Barry. Hope you're doing well. Got Joshua Malcolm saying, woo. Will you review the new T3 Plus? Probably. I don't have it. I don't even know if I'm assuming that's available right now. I would love to, but I don't have it in right now. I'm sure they'd be happy to send it to me, though. Javier Gonzalez. Hello from the Netherlands. Good vibes. Hello, Javier. Randy, I wanted to know your thoughts on the movie, The Revenant, 2015. I'm trying to remember that one. Hold on. Let me look that up. That sounds familiar, but I don't remember The Revenant. Hold on. Whoops. Got all sorts of stuff going on. Revenant. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Is it good? I bet it is. It's got good actors in it. I'm sure it's not bad at all. Hey, Frugal Audio Enthusiast. Hello from Dallas, Texas. Hey, Nick. Hello. This always makes my Wednesday great. David, you make my Wednesday great. For sure. We got Keith Epstein, new subscriber from Seattle, Washington, enjoying your reviews. Thank you, Keith. I lived in Tacoma for a while. And then in, what the heck was it? Silverdale. Well, it's the Banger submarine base. Across the bay. I had a lot of yummy meals in Seattle. Thoughts on bridging amps? I think it's great if you need the power. Be careful when you bridge amps, though, because sometimes you are limited on the impedance of your speakers. What I mean is, if you have a 4 ohm stable amp, when you bridge it, sometimes it's only stable down to 8 ohms, if that makes sense. Buick 494. Have you reviewed outdoor speakers? Kelly. No, don't call me Kelly. Ryan Fowlow. Hey, Randy, recently found your channel because I've recently gotten into hi-fi. Thanks for all your useful reviews and budget audio equipment. You're welcome, Ryan. Welcome to the tribe. You're in the right place. Hey, Randy, get those pinnacles in yet? No, not yet, Dave. Would like to, though. Are you getting the Emotiva TA2? I could probably. I haven't talked to them for a while. So absolutely. I've just, oh, that's Ben. Ben, I should have read the name of the person before I started answering this question. I would have gone to a bunch of other people before I clicked on you. And then I was giving you a serious answer too. I would have made some snide remark had I known it was you, BG. Yes, Ben, I'm going to probably get as many things from Emotiva as I can. Keith says, sorry about Tacoma. Dude, it was like in 1999. So, yeah. It was fine. I could see, what is it? Mount Rainier out of my back parking lot. Michael Kaiser. Hey, Randy, just got the Weem Mini and the J2. Love it. But would the iFi Zen be a worthwhile upgrade? No. The Zen, as far as like the DAC in it? No. The Zen is... I'm not going to say the Zen is garbage because it's not. But it doesn't hold a candle to the J2 at all. Unless you're going to run like a second system as like a desktop DAC amp for headphones, But no, iFi Zen, not even in the same category as the J2. J2 is probably the best DAC that I've heard outside of the Denifrep Series 2. And that's expensive. That's like around $1,000. So that's saying a lot. Jazabana, how are you doing? I'm doing great, man. How are you doing, Jazabana? Love from Turkey. Love from Texas. I would love some turkey right now. Actually, I'm a little bit hungry. Billy Gray, greetings. Sorry I'm late. You're right on time, brother. Right on time. What are your opinions on the Fozzy 2.1 amps from Amazon? So I've seen those. I guess my opinion is, why would someone need a 0.1? Because 90, unless you're into DIY, making your own subwoofer, I'm sure there's some out there. I've yet to see a finished passive sub sold. And I know someone's going to give me examples here about the hold on. I know someone's going to give me examples here about passive subs that you can buy, but the 2.1 amp just doesn't make any sense to me, because almost every sub that one's going to get is going to be powered. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by these other comments. Yeah. Okay, maybe he meant the iFi Zen stream. Yes. Okay. iFi Zen stream. Sounds good. Completely and utterly frustrating to actually use it. It does have an app, but that app is basically just a rebranded Volumio, which Volumio is not a great app. Volumio is fine if it's a DIY Raspberry Pi. But when you take that platform and you slap it onto a supposed ready for the market product, no. The ZenStream, people will laud its audio quality and everything like that, but from a user standpoint, it's I wouldn't say unusable, but the Weem Mini Streamer is far and away easier to use. The Blue Sound node, far and away easier to use. If you are only using it for Tidal Connect, then I would say maybe go with the iFi ZenStream. If you're only using it as a Rune endpoint, then maybe. But if you're using it for anything else, I would say pass on the iFi ZenStream for sure. Just not user friendly. And the irony is, if you are using it as a Tidal Connect device or as a Rune endpoint, then you can just get a Raspberry Pi and download either Volumio or RoPi-E as your operating system and use that. Now, iFi is going to argue that it sounds much worse. Maybe it sounds worse, but you're spending $100 with a Raspberry Pi. iFi ZenStream did not impress me whatsoever at all. And the way that iFi approached me after that review did not impress me at all. I'll put it to you this way. If I ever review another iFi product, it's going to be one that I buy or one that has been sent in by a viewer. I will never work with iFi again. I'll never take one of their products. Never, ever, ever. All right. Blue Sound node, better than the HTPC into Aries 2 for streaming. I'm not very good with acronyms. What does HTPC mean? We got Jim here. I have the ZenStream and can confirm she has a frustrating personality. Little quirks that aren't so user-friendly. Great for Tidal, though, and an onboard storage. Sounds better than my PC. I would hope it would. But yeah, Jim, I think illustrates what I was saying. I think we're saying the same thing. So yeah. Hey, look at that. Wristwatch Review UK. Hello, loving the watch stuff. Thanks, man. This guy right here. So I start the watch channel on a lark. Just one day, I'm like, yeah, I want to start a watch channel. I was toying with the idea of a second channel. And then I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it. And this guy, turns out he was a fan of Cheap Audio Man. And then he's helped me out quite a bit. Yeah. Yeah. What am I wearing? I'm wearing this is an Islander from Long Island Watch. It's kind of like a Seiko, but it has a bunch of upgrades with a ceramic bezel, all sorts of yumminess in there. Long Island Watch. Here, I'm gonna put that in the here in the thing. Long Island Watch. So buying watches online is apparently like going into the wild, wild west. So I wanted to find a place that was reputable and that sold Seiko stuff. And I found them, and then I started talking to them. Anyway, go check out Long Island Watch for all your wristwatch needs. Great. Hold on. Nick says, what? Wait. Watch channel. Do link. Hold on. I got to find it. It's the Cheap Watch Man is the name of the channel. It just finally occurred to me. I'm like, Cheap Audio Man. Okay, I can be the Cheap Watch Man. And shockingly, no one had taken that name on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull that up. I'll link it over here because you can't find it very well right now because I don't have enough. I don't have enough videos up there. Here, I'll link my latest video. Here we go. Boom. All right. So this is the latest video. Actually, it's the video about this watch. I know. You guys are probably getting not happy. Oh, here we go. Home theater personal computer. Okay, so the question was, is the Blue Sound better than the home theater personal computer? It depends. If you are in front of a keyboard all the time, I would say no, not at all. You've already got everything you need right there. If you have some type of way to use it remotely, I would say absolutely no. Absolutely not. Because I'm assuming you already have a DAC in there, or it's going into a DAC. So yeah, I don't think you need it. But Blue Sound is very good. Jim here is born and raised in Long Island. All right. Barry Keegan. Randy's great. Thank you. Way to go, Wristwatch Review, UK. Everybody's so happy. You guys are so nice. Speaking of, all right. Love some cheap audio too. Just watch that review. Decent watch. Yeah, I like it. My Zen stream into a Schkit Bifrost 2 sounds incredible, but yes, the user interface is trash. There you go. And so this begs the question, right? If something is brilliant, just the best sounding, but we don't use it very often because it's not easy to use, then does it even matter? I guess I would kind of equate it to something like a sports car where it's, could be a bit cantankerous, but when it's fun, it's awesome. However, if I've got a music streamer, I want it to be easy to use because I want to use it. And I want to use it. If you're getting a streamer, like the thought process is you're going to be sitting on your couch or in your chair or wherever it is. You're not wanting to have it to be complicated. So it could sound like the angels singing from heaven, but if I can't use it, then what's the point of it? Scott Baylor, awesome. For what company? I used to exhibit at CDA. There's Ben. All right. When is CDA? I know Brian, another patron, has talked about it. I love my Sony streamer with an external DAC because I can use my big system without cables from my computer. Very cool. Which Sony streamer? I don't know if I know that one. All right. Wow. There's Simon Hackshaw. Greetings again, sir. I love the Watch channel. And of course, this one too. Keep the content rolling and we will watch. Thank you, Simon. Have you any dirt on the upcoming Weem Pro? No, I don't. They're sponsoring me right now. Surprised they haven't talked to me about that. I'll ask him. Here we go. Oh, CDA is 9:30 to 10:1, I believe. It's close to those days. All right, cool. I'll look into it again. The one thing that the Angels are having, Randy. The one thing that I was kind of hesitant about CDA was they have a bunch of rules about filming and having to pay rental things and having to basically get a camera crew in there. And I'm like, am I a camera crew if I just have one camera? Is that bad? So it didn't look like it was friendly. It looked like there's a lot of hoops to be jumped through. So if I do attend, and then it also didn't look like there was a huge amount of like audio centric people there, but maybe. All you Nirvana lovers, check out the Angels from Australia. Very cool. Very cool. DLNA streamers are not cheap and not easy to use. Weem Mini plus DAC gives you 90% any day and is a lot easier to use. I agree. So there's a funny story about DLNA streamers. SMSL had one. It was so difficult to use that I did get it working. I kind of got it working using AirPlay. It was so difficult to use that they never even asked me to review it. They sent it to me. I had it. And then they started getting feedback on it. And they're like, we don't want you to do this video. I still have it. It's over on a shelf. And it had a screen. It displayed album art. It was very, in theory, really cool streamer, but nearly impossible to use. And when a company that sends you something doesn't want you to review it, that's saying something. Nobody talks about that streamer. Nobody. I think Randy could start a channel on how to grow flowers and he would be better than most. LMAO. Thank you, Randy Bahina. That's very nice. Okay, Jim. Yay! Thoughts on Tool Vinyl being remastered digitally? So you're talking about they're remastering vinyl from digital? I think that's what you're saying. If that's what you're saying, I have zero problem with it. And actually, I talked to someone that's kind of in the know, and he basically said, you want the records to be mastered from like a DSD track or something like that, or cut from, basically you want the source material to be DSD, which I found kind of interesting because I think it goes into this whole MoFi thing that was all over. Every YouTuber on the planet was talking about MoFi, which is cool because I guess people are interested in it, but I don't care. If the record sounds good, the record sounds good. I don't care what it was based on. Yeah. Thank you, Jim, for the super chat. Oh, Barry Keegan, super chats rise. Thank you, Barry. Yes, Todd. Okay, here we go. They take the tape, pull to DSD for remaster, and throw it on vinyl. It's good, but they also add noise to make it sound less perfect. Found it strange. That is strange. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Probably know what they're doing. I mean, you can't be like some vinyl fan and think that you're going to have the utmost in resolution or what have you. I mean, if you were really looking for the highest fidelity, you probably wouldn't be using vinyl. And I know that would probably get me into trouble saying that, but I mean, dynamic range, all that stuff, it's better from streaming, but the vinyl is kind of an experience that has, you have flavors, vinyl flavors. JR, I'm thinking of getting the Emotiva RS11 subwoofer. Have you heard it? No. Kicking myself for not taking advantage of the cheap Audio Man 20% discount. Well, what is it? Labor Day that's coming up? They're probably going to have a sale. They almost always have sales around the holidays. All right. Love the channel, Randy. Thanks for your no BS audiophile advice. I was set on buying a Schkit stack of Jotunheim 2 Bifrost 2 with the Geshelli Labs JNOG 2 Archel 2.5. Stack piqued my interest. Thoughts? That's a tough one because I love both of these companies. I think they're doing awesome work and making great products at a decent price, and they're making them in the US. I don't think you can go wrong with either one. Personally, I really like the J2. But it's a bit of a different vibe. I mean, you can see into it. I wouldn't say it's got a DIY vibe, but it's very different from Schkit. The Bifrost is pretty expensive, though. So you could probably get the whole Geshelli Lab stack for about what the Bifrost. Well, actually, let's see. This is like maybe $350, and then I think the Archel, it's like $250. What is that? $550? Yeah. So you could get the whole stack for less than one Bifrost. So if you're like needing to save money, I would probably steer you that direction. But I don't think you can go wrong either way. Did someone say super chat hype train? Yes, I did. Have you gotten to try out Wharfdale Diamond 12.0s yet? No, I've had the 12.2s. I think the 12.3s are right back there. So no, not to 12.0s. Consider JDS Lab Stack. They're also a US company. My first headphone amp was from JDS Labs, and I'm still using it every day. There you go. I haven't done anything with JDS Labs. I haven't talked to them. I've decided on a D03 for amp and have choice between T0 or B1 Plus and stands with closeout price $399. Are the towers a better deal for music, TV, and movies? Ooh. It's a good question. The T0s, if you look at their low frequency response, it's in the 40s. So it's not super, super low. In this rare instance, I would say I think the T0. Although the B1 Plus, what are they, about 250? With stands? I don't know. If you get the room for it, I mean, I'd go with the T0s. I would go with the T0s. Here, Keith Epstein. Vinyl creation is not noiseless. A little micro degradation happens when you spin the vinyl. So noise is a feature of playing vinyl with a needle, no matter how lightweight. There you go. What kind of audio interface do you use with your mics? What do you mean? I don't. Like this thing? No, I don't have I just plug it into the computer. I don't have an interface. The computer, I guess. I just plug it in. That's it. Are you talking about like a Rodecaster, that type of stuff? If so, I don't use one. I just plug this in the computer. Crutchfield having a sale on Wharfdale Diamond and Evo speakers. Wow. I'll have to put that in there. Michael, thanks for all the great videos you do. Learned a lot. Thank you, Matthew. Uric. Yes. Yep. USB then. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah. I think this thing can also do, it can also do XLR. In that instance, I would need an audio interface because then this would need phantom power, but USB provides the power. Yeah. This man, Nick Salendar, this man deserves it. Thank you. You guys are all awesome. I don't know Randy's opinion about the Fluence RT85N looks so legit. I don't know Randy's opinion. Yes, I love it. I've done that. I've done a review of that. I think the Nagaoka is a great cartridge. Here's the thing, though. Nagaoka is less expensive than Ortofon 2M Blue if you're buying it on the secondary market. So if you're interested at all in the Ortofon 2M Blue, what I would do is get the RT85 and then get the Nagaoka later, get yourself a head shell, and then you can switch them in and out. Because you're actually, the better value is getting the Ortofon 2M Blue installed. You're saving about $100, at least like $75, if that makes sense. So if at all interested, I would get the RT85, the regular one with the blue, and then buy the MP110 later. Thanks for putting in the work. What are your thoughts on KLH versus Klipsch Heresy, etc.? Personally, I think the better question is KLH versus, or the Model 5 versus the Linton. I have heard the Heresy. I thought they were good. I really love the KLH Model 5 and I really love the Linton, but for two different reasons. They have a different sound signature. The Linton has this magic mid-range and just kind of pulls you in, where the KLH, I wouldn't say more intense, but a more, a top end that's more on display than the Linton. They're both so good, but for different reasons. The Model 5s can be a bit hot on top, depending upon the amps, the electronics you have hooked up to it. Fluence RT85, or in my experience, my Audio Technica drop VTA Carbon Rocks. Long tone arm for entry level. There you go. I actually haven't had any Audio Technica, and they don't need to. They don't need to get reviews, right? Randy, I've gone down the rabbit hole listening to your reviews. Got the JBL A130, Monitor Audio Bronze 100, Polk R200, Wharfdale Lintons. Apart from the Aries 2, not really a cheap audio man. Cheers. Wow. That sounds awesome. You've got a lot of cool stuff. Yo La Hola 1 for a bedroom set, $9.99. Thank you. For a bedroom setup, would you recommend an amp and separate speakers over something like a Vanitude Transparent 1 Encores? Been debating on being able to swap out stuff over having a one-time setup. So that depends on everything you just said right there. If you are looking for something that is super convenient, depending upon your source, then I think the Vanitude Transparent 1 Encores are a fantastic deal. If you're a little bit more like me, and I like to play around and mess around with stuff and change things out, and then later on maybe move that into my daughter's room or put that speaker here. Like if you get the Vanitudes, you're kind of stuck until you want to give that to something else. Maybe you want to move that into a den or give it to your kids for college or whatever. So yeah. With separate components, you have more options, but it's also more complicated and sometimes can be more expensive, but also sometimes can be cheaper. It just depends. If you're looking for straight convenience, I think then the Vanitudes. If you're looking for something that you may be able to reuse later more easily, probably separates. Jim says separate components are king. All right, look at that. 10 pounds. Not really streaming, man. I use a Sony PlayStation 1. Very nice. Through an Audiolab Q DAC and into a Mission Cyrus 2 amp for CD. Sounds lovely. Great show as always. Regards, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much. Racing Demon 6464. I love it. Love it. Thank you very much. Sony PlayStation 1. I remember I had that. That's a very, I think, almost like under the radar CD transport. Don't forget to like the video, peeps. Yeah. How many likes do we have? I don't know how many likes we have. But yeah, if you can, like the stream. Well, I'm getting hungry. Very hungry. I'm trying to lose weight because I'm fat and old. I don't want to have a stroke. So I'm constantly hungry. So I'm hungry. I don't know why I told you that. So yeah. Here we go. AB Evo 4.2, Denton 85, and Linton. I thought this the way I would put them from best to worst. Huh. There you go. Didn't like the Linton. I'll tell you this, the Linton did take a while for me to get to know. The Evo 4.2 I thought were remarkable if you're in the exact right listening position. Because if you get lower than that tweeter, that huge 2-inch mid-range driver can be really intense. I haven't heard the Denton. But yeah. Just eat Soylent Green. It comes all the way from all out of the same anyway, for sure. I looked at the Yamaha AS501 integrated used on Amazon for $650, I think. I personally don't see a need for anything moat than this amp unless you have huge, expensive speakers. I personally don't think you need, maybe is that what you're saying? Anything more than this amp. Could be. But it depends, though. I mean, not all amps sound the same. I do want to get the AS301 in. I think that's like $300. Yeah. I think that would be cool. Mark Haas. Hey, it's Mark from Detroit. Chili dogs, with or without onions? Ooh, with onions. For sure. Oh, my goodness. Eat, Papa, eat. My stomach is legit growling. I like the Denton 85s. There you go. Rainey, what's your feelings on DAPs, digital audio players? Don't see too many reviews on those. I think it's a really, really niche product that almost has been made obsolete with phones. I think there's probably great DACs installed on there. I think there are some that run some type of Android engine on it, so I think some can stream. But for me, unless just the convenience factor is too much on a phone. I think then you have a separate piece of hardware. So yeah, I think in a very, 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 very small use case scenario, they're great. But I think if you're looking at a DAP, you know who you are, and you know if you're going to find value in it. Personally, I don't have that need or that desire right now. And from what I understand, they're not very affordable. Some of them can be quite expensive. DAP versus phone plus Dragonfly, same fight as streamer versus Weem Mini. Weem Mini is a streamer, baby. I beat them in real life, I mean. Oh, no, I haven't. Sorry, I have to ask for the 11th time. Any chance on a Maggie review? Brian, just because you're being like that way, I'm not going to answer you. What do you think about that, Brian? Is there a big difference whether you stream via phone or streamer? Greetings from Slovenia. Depends on how you're streaming. So if you're streaming from a streamer, then you are not, the phone is the remote control. So actually the stream is coming from the internet directly to your streamer into your system. If you're streaming from your phone, if you are hardwired into a DAC, fundamentally it's the same as a streamer. However, if you're streaming via AirPlay or something else, or Chromecast or whatever it is, then it is different. So the big difference is if you want the same, now I can't even say fidelity because streamers sound different. If you want the same, here's another thing. Some Android phones are limited to 2496. However, so we're going to go down a bit of a rabbit hole. However, the iPhone will natively put out bit perfect 24.192, 1644.1 or whatever. So it's not resampling the stream, the sample and bit rate. An Android, however, does do that unless there has been some type of firmware update. It used to resample to 2496. A streamer sometimes does that, but not always. Sorry, the dog's barking. Dog always barks, man. Whenever I'm doing live streams, the dog always barks. Anyway, so is there a big difference? Sometimes, not always, maybe. But it gets very complicated because your phone can be exactly like a streamer in certain regards, but it won't always handle full resolution. But some streamers don't handle full resolution. So, yeah. I would suggest if you have access to the Wii Mini, just get that. It's $80 or $90. It can do AirPlay. It has its own streaming platform. I would recommend doing the optical out into another DAC, though. But it's so much easier to do it that way than try to hardwire your phone. Christopher Robotham, $5 Canadian, $5 Canadian dollars. Thank you. I have a Blue Sound Node 2i to a Rotel A11 Tribute. What DAC should I buy to improve sound? All right, you're in Canada, Canada. I always talk about Gishelli Labs. I think they're great. I don't know, like, if it's more expensive or if it's a pain to get in Canada. The DAC Magic, it's very good. It's also pretty expensive too. I think you can get Schkit up there. It depends on what your budget is. 2i, Node 2i. Okay, that's the one that I had. I don't think it's a terrible DAC, but you could probably get something like a Modi. You're definitely going to hear an improvement with the J2. But then you can also look at the topping E50. I think that's fairly affordable. I think around $250. So yeah. My iPhone streams up to 24.192 via the USB adapter to my DAC. Yes, that's what I said. iPhone actually does 24.192. Android resamples down to 96 unless there's been some type of firmware update to prevent that. But I think it might be a hardware limitation on some things. So older Android phones, I don't think have the ability to do 24.192, or the iPhone does. Streams up to 24.192 via the USB adapter to my DAC. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. The DAC Magic is solid. No remote. That's a good point. The J2 doesn't have a remote. DAC Magic does have a headphone amp in it, though. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. 1K budget. All right. Well, now you're talking. Yes, of course. If you're big into streaming, absolutely. But my recommendations don't really change all that much. With a 1K budget, though, you can look at getting a Denafrips Aries 2. I don't know what it would cost Canadian, but yeah, I think it would be within your budget. But that opens up a world of opportunities. But again, I'd still recommend the J2. I still recommend the topping E50. I don't think that you're getting a huge performance increase above those two products until you get to a Denafrips Aries 2. So there's a lot of DACs out there. The SMSL SU8N or SU9, both good. Is it SU or is it DA? Anyway, there's an 8 version and a 9 version. I think it's the SU9 and SU8N. Yes, because then the headphone amps are SH. Okay, so SU8 or SU8N or SU9. They're both very good, and I think they come in around 400-ish. So lots of options, but don't feel like because you can spend $750 on a DAC, it's going to be significantly better than the $350 J2 or $400 SMSL or a $250 topping E50. Topping E50 has wonky outputs though, but if you're just going, it does have RCA outputs though, for sure. Okay, here we go. Jose, on Android, you have to use an app like USB Audio Player Pro for BitPerfect. That's correct. I did use it, but you have to pay $13 for it, right? Now, if you're heavy into Android and you only have an Android, then maybe that $13 is worth it. But like I had a USB Audio Player Pro, and it was just such a pain because then you're having to go through yet another layer of and I think the way that the music streaming apps interacted with it was wonky. I'll tell you this much. I used it. I had it because I had an Android phone, and then I didn't use it because it was a pain. And again, that goes back to the same discussion. Even if it sounds great, even if it sounds 25% better, if it's 50% harder to use, then are you going to use it? And I think that's the discussion that we need to have, because this hobby is about us enjoying stuff, enjoying the music, not having a barrier to entry to enjoy our music. And if it's something's wonky and it takes us out of enjoying the music, then it's not the right product for me, at least. It could be for you, but not for me. Screw that, says Lincoln Leopard. Jim here, the damn Zen stream can't even stream Qobuz unless it's from AirPlay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, that product is not ready. It was not ready, and it's still not ready. They didn't know what they were doing. Okay. I take that back because they could probably get on me about what I just said. I'll take that back. I'll walk that back. iFi is a hardware-centric company. Okay? Period. They make awesome DACs. They make awesome headphone amps. Hardware. They can do hardware. When you throw in what I think is arguably the most important part of a streamer, has nothing to do with hardware and everything to do with the software platform. When you have a company that just says, hey, we'll make a streamer, and they don't think through the software interface, I don't think it's going to be a good product. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if it sounds perfectly. It doesn't even have a DAC in it, right? So you have to get a DAC and plug it into your iFi Zen stream. And then you're going to be frustrated when you use it. So, hey, Bob, $4.99. Thank you so much. Jim here. I made a whoopsie on this entry. Listen, like I said, if you're using it for a Tidal Connect or you already have it, right? So don't look back. Hopefully you're on Tidal or you're on Spotify or you're on Rune. And you set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about the Zen stream at that point. So if you bought it, it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. But outside of those applications, it can be very challenging to use. Is the Rocktopus statue something you got made? I want to get the mug with that on it. Where is it? I don't have my mug. John Shepler is one of my patrons, and he's the father of Rocktopus. So he sent me in a Rocktopus a while back. Oh, here we go. So he sent me in multiples of these. I have them in many different colors. But then I made a mug out of it. That mug, you should be able to click underneath any of the videos, and there should be a link to my merchandise store. And you should be able to get not only a mug, but a t-shirt as well. Although the t-shirt flakes off. I need to get a new t-shirt supplier. Got a Nuke, Rock, and a Mojo 2. Also a Ween. Am I better using the Nook? I think, is that what we're saying? Nook? Nook to USB to Mojo, or Weem Taz to Mojo for Rune. Replace LS50 metas with the Lintons from, okay. Okay. I think you're talking Nook, right? For Rune. I would stay with the Nook for sure, because if your Nook is your Rune core, I would definitely stick with Nook to Mojo. Because the Weem, I don't think natively does Rune. I mean, it'll show up because it does AirPlay, but for Bit Perfect, I don't think you're going to get Bit Perfect Rune on the Weem. So, am I missing something here? I feel like this is a Rune question. I don't know. Josh, I don't know if I'm understanding your question correctly. If you're using Rune, though, I would not use the Weem. If that makes sense. BG, you're right. CD is not audio-centric. 2, eat low carb, never be hungry again. Ben, you're full of it, man. I ate like 4 pounds of ham last night. I got to tell you, I'm pretty hungry today. I need to, yeah. Very hungry. Want some carbs, man. Do you know Axiom Audio? I've heard the name. I've heard Axiom before, for sure. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to do Todd, but then Jim made a joke about, he said low carb equals low happiness. Yeah, Ben is a grumpy little son of a gun. Just kidding, Ben. I've seen you smile before, once or twice. Giselle offer 3 different DAC chips on their website from the J2. What do you recommend? If this has been asked today, really apologies. No, it hasn't been asked today. And it really depends on you, what you're looking for. I just got this one in. This is the new AKM version. I have not listened to it yet. This is the latest Saber. I don't think you can really go wrong with any of them. Okay. I think the AKM may have a little bit more emphasis towards clarity, but this is just me basically repeating what a couple of my patrons have said. Okay. Okay, we got Todd Trowbridge, my boy, at Jim here. Probably your best bet would be use Rune if possible. Then you can do Cobuzz and Tidal seamlessly, but of course you would need a Rune server. I'm using an Intel Nook. That's what I use because Todd taught me how to do it like that. Todd taught me the ways of the Nook. So yeah, what Todd says. Kevin Gardner, $5 for streaming movies and music. I'm thinking about saving up for an Apple TV 4K. What's your and everyone else's thought? Kevin, that's exactly what I use. Again, there are better options if you're looking for like all the latest and greatest and the bits and that. But I will tell you this, I have 3 Apple 4K TVs and 1 non-4K, and I use them all the time. They're super easy to use. My family has no issue using them, and there's rarely, if ever, any type of setup issues. You can probably get an Apple 4K on the used market because there are multiple versions. I have not the latest generation, so there's a new generation, and they were actually really heavily discounted on Prime Day. And I was going to buy a new one, but I never did. And it was not significantly. I mean, it was like, I think it was like 120 versus maybe 200 or something. It was a good chunk of change. Discount. All right. So hungry. I'm so hungry. Ragnar Asaf. Asaf. Sorry. You look like a tough customer, tough hombre, serious customer right there. Look at that. That guy's in line. I'm giving him a refund if he asks for it. You have compared a Yamaha AS801 to a vintage Yamaha. Have you tested the AS1200 or 2200? I have not, Ragnar. I feel a little intimidated. Like I feel like if you get angry, you're going to come over here and kick in my door. But no, I haven't. I have not tested either of those. No, I haven't. All right. Josh Jones. Yeah, for Rune. Thanks. I like a good loaf of bread. Okay, perfect. Who doesn't like a good loaf of bread? Use VLC on Apple TV 4K for weird audio files. There you go. Oh, another thing about 4K TV. One of the first streaming hardware platform that did Atmos. Now others have caught up, but a little fun fact. Would you still recommend the Yamaha S803 for $150? I was also thinking of getting the DX3 Pro Plus. Yes, $150 for sure. It's a great speaker. 803 is a great speaker for $150. Fun. You can also look at this JBL Stage A130s. Depends though. I mean, they're going to be more expensive. Also look at, I'm going to yawn. Hold on. Excuse me. The ELAC BS41s. Yeah. And you can do a very slight crossover mod. I know this is so stupid. I hate talking about crossover mods, but you can do it. Apparently it's very good, cheap way. But at that point, if you do the crossover mod, you're into it for $200. So 803s, 150s, great price. Great price. Gabe LZ, what's up, Randy? And everybody on here. How's it going? Gabe, it's going great, man. I'm just hanging out, living the life, man. Lincoln. Brian Karovic. Lincoln. Yeah. I don't know what that means. I lived in Lincoln. Taco Bell or Thai? Lincoln Leopard. What is something going on with Lincoln here? Are you asking me? I like them both. Thai food, some green curry. Yummy. High five. Hi, Fee and Photo Brian at Cheap Auto Man. Are you going to start a camera gear review channel? No, I'm not. I thought about it. I thought about doing like camera reviews and like how to YouTube. But nothing resonated with me, like as far as a second channel, until the light bulb just went on for me. I'm like, boom, watches. I love watches. I already have a bunch of watches. I know how to review stuff now. I've got the workflow done to where I know like how to do a video and like how it's easy to kind of apply everything that I've learned on the Cheap Audio Man to watches. I was thinking about doing watches on the Cheap Audio Man, but that doesn't like the algorithm doesn't like that. And so I was like, okay, I'll just start a second channel. Hold on, this is funny. Cheap medical equipment, man. That's right. Do you know you can go to like Harbor Freight Tools and get like a dental kit? Like I'm in Harbor Freight and I'm like, who's buying a dental like a dental like operate like if you need to pull a tooth or something like that? Harbor Freight has some. I'm like, who's buying this? What point? Someone like, I'm going to need one of those just in case I need to do some emergency dental work. I found that hilarious. William, did you serve on a boomer or an attack? Boomer, SSBN 733, USS Nevada. I don't remember if I was blue or gold crew, but then I was a green crew because we combined to do a yard period. So did a couple patrols. Good people. Lots of fun. Steve Fick, I have the IEMA 07 and upgraded the op amps to the Sparkos type. Sounds amazing. Just wondering if you ever found a better power supply that didn't hum. Any recommendations? I haven't really explored that. I think there's some stuff out there on the interwebs about different power supplies. I think Meanwhile makes one that's like a 48 volt. It's not like a laptop style. You have to wire some things up, but I've heard good things about that one. I know it's not cheap, but I hope you review your new Seamaster. It's a gatekeeper right here. Yeah, not cheap at all. This was my big present to myself for when I hit 100,000 subscribers. I like to commemorate different milestones in my life by buying watches. And so this was the present to myself. Not cheap at all, but I started like thinking about what I did was I sold some hi-fi stuff because I got a Tissot and then I'm like, I don't really like that. So I took it back and I got a Longines and I'm like, like if I want to do this, I'm going to do this. So I sold some hi-fi stuff. And then I got that Omega Seamaster. It's brilliant. I love it. I've got about 25 SACDs and 400 CDs. Should I buy an SACD player or just forget about it and go with a DAC transport combo? So I would put your money into just a regular CD player. But if you want to play your SACDs, you can get a Sony UHD Blu-ray player for like $150 that will play your SACDs if you ever want to, and it can act as a transport. Now, is it going to sound as good? No, but that way you can have, because I think if you get a CD player that has SACD capabilities, it can be more expensive. I could be wrong. There could be a very affordable SACD player out there, but I would imagine it would need to be made by Sony. That's the thing. You can get a cheap Sony Blu-ray, UHD Blu-ray player that'll play SACDs and regular CDs for that matter. So that's it. Be careful with SACD players. New CD assembly parts cost over $300. That's why kind of my point about the Blu-ray, Ultra UHD Blu-ray from Sony, $150. Yeah. So, yeah. James Bond edition. No, it's just a black one. I looked at the James Bond edition, but it's quite a bit more expensive. Yeah. Also, many cheap Oppo DVD players handle SACD. Yeah. All Blu-ray players play SACDs. I don't know if that's true. I think all Blu-ray players from Sony do. I don't know. If that's the case, then there you go. My subwoofer hums because it doesn't know the words. There you go. Chancellor Valorum. All right, a couple more minutes, and then I gotta run. I gotta go pick the kids up. Right now I've got a Seamaster GMT. Ooh, fancy. Rocks. I bet it does. I couldn't afford the GMT. I could barely afford that one, and I had to sell some stuff, like a kidney. Just kidding, I didn't sell a kidney. Andrea, Andres, love the watch videos. Thank you. A new one went up today. It's about this one, about this watch. It's the Islander Batman. Oh, hold on, I need to do it this right. It's a Batman. If Rolex and Seiko had a baby, a Batman baby, this is what it would look like. Yeah, so check it out. A lot of fun over there. Whew. Still quality, my friend. Vintage Kenwood Amos are great. I think I'm missing something here. Sony UBP. I love this part number. UBP X800 M2 279 at Best Buy. It will play SACDs. There you go. There was one that was $150. I think I bought it. I think I have it upstairs, but that may have been discontinued. I don't know. Peace out. Chazabana. Matthew Urich. Tube rolling on the T92. Like the GE5XXX and 6J1P. Lots of bass. All right. I think this is conversations that are going on in there. Any juicy rumors on upcoming Labor Day event sales? No, but I imagine just about everybody's going to be getting in on that. I'll tell you the people. So SVS almost always has one. Emotiva almost always has one. Crutchfield almost always has one. It's going to be variable products though on Crutchfield. So there may be some good deals and maybe not so good deals. I'm trying to think who else. I don't think Schkit does any. Occasionally, Gishelli Labs will do something for a holiday, but their prices are really good to begin with. All right, maybe one more question. Has the Sony SSCS5s been on sale recently? I haven't seen them. Now, to be fair, I haven't been looking every day like I used to. So Yeah. Ragnar. Oh. When Ragnar speaks, Cheap Audio Man listens. Nice watch. I had the previous generation. Love the bezel. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love that watch very much. All right. With that said, we'll end it with Ragnar. I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Simon Axel, all the best to you, sir. Speak to you with you soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Simon. Feliciano, Caveman. All right. Y'all have a great week. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. I hope your hump day gets over quickly and you have a great rest of the week and that you can have some fun this weekend. Anyway, new videos coming out this week. So love y'all. Have a great one. Good night. Goodbye.